Hi guys, this is Dominic Eminelli here, sports scientist and head athletics coach at Cabinteely Athletics Club. This is a video on how to use mini hurdles to develop better sprinting technique and common faults. So what we oftentimes see is mini hurdles being used for a drill called wickets. So you're basically running through them. Emphasis should be on picking the knee up, the heel up and the toe up. Oftentimes that's not what we see. So what we want to try and come back to is the emphasis on taller posture, being quick off the ground, and an emphasis on being big in the front side mechanics of sprinting. So that means getting the knee up, the toe up, the heel up, and then spending very little time out the back, so very little time with the feet behind me, so I can get my foot back into position and start pounding down on that ground again and reacting off the ground. So big mistakes we often see are the following. So when hurdles are brought out, what we'll oftentimes see is this little pitter-patter drill that I think has kind of come from the likes of football, where athletes are told to kind of pitter-patter through the little hurdles like that, or ladders that they put in the ground. That is not going to develop sprinting in any way, shape or form. I don't think it helps at all to do it like that. So oftentimes you'll see this as well, where athletes are just stepping through it. Again, no emphasis on being stiff on reaction, no emphasis on picking the knee up. None of that is going to help. So we need to get the athlete into the following positions first, and they should be done statically. Oh, by the way, this is what it should look through on wickets as we run through it nice and slow. So I'm trying to pick the knees up. I'm a bit short in distance here, so my knee pickup isn't probably as good as it should be, but it's more just to emphasize we're looking for knee up, toe up, heel up the whole time and staying tall. So we need to stay tall, 90-degree angle at the knee, 90-degree angle at the elbow, with the toe up, the knee up and the heel up the whole time. Feet should land underneath me. I shouldn't be crouched over in my posture at any point, as follows. And then I shouldn't be doing little pitter patter with my feet with no knee pickup. It should be feet landing underneath my body, underneath my central mass the whole time. So start with marching drills, which are these marching A drills. So athletes should definitely start with these the whole time. Watch out for any side to side movement where they're kind of falling to one side, or they're not keeping their toe up, their heel up and their knee up. And then eventually you can move into taking the arms out of it, which will emphasize the legs a little bit more. On this, I'm really putting my hand in on my hip. Get the knee up so that you feel that the hip is pinching my fingers the whole time. So knee is high enough that I can feel it pinch my fingers in that crease in there, okay? You can then get them to put them in various positions, like arm across. Watch out for stuff like when we start to, fall over to one side or tip a little bit. We definitely don't want that. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like now. So if I go hands behind my head here, and we're looking for when they react off the ground, they're kind of falling to one side. So they just need to learn to get stiffer in that position. Remember, sprinting is always a mixture of being stiff and relaxed. So as we're moving on, it looks a bit more like that. I'm not letting the pelvis, that's the hips, move from side to side. So you can see that line in my shorts as I react. I don't want myself falling to one side. I'm still trying to stay tall. That's the whole point of having my arms over my head, is to stay tall. So again, same position, quick off the ground, good posture, and then emphasis on that front side. Hops and bounds are very good to use on mini hurdles as well. That really emphasizes the quickness off the ground, which emphasizes having stiff ankles, but always start with the following. So always start with sticking and holding before you move on to reacting off the ground. This, you don't need hurdles for this. This can be done on a small curbside with like a small little step that's like 6 inches. All of these can be done with far less equipment. And that's why I have the cones out as well. You don't have to have mini hurdles. All of these can be done over cones. So I'm going on to single leg there. Now this is reacting off single leg, so it's a bit quicker and faster. Again, if you're seeing any kind of wobbling to one side or being slow off the ground, they are not ready for it yet. They need to work on sticking and landing. All of these can be done laterally as well, which are important for developing muscles like the adductors, which are responsible for helping us stabilize. So when we are trying to stay stiff on contact on the floor, that those muscles are helping us, okay? And then another one here would be a little marching drill with a little bit more dynamic element added into it. So I'm stepping down quickly. Hope this video helps, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.